All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to talk about some man, cats are really coming out the woodwork on this Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia, and actually have a couple people predicting that Ryan Garcia wins the fight. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 135-pound division, talking about one of the bigger fights in boxing, Gervonta Tank Davis out of Baltimore, the WBA regular champion, who has been called out, pestered by Ryan Garcia, who is not a title holder at 135, but is a popular young fighter just coming off of a win against Javier Fortuna in Los Angeles. And pretty much after that, it's been one of the hottest topics in boxing. However, not a lot of people are really taking Ryan Garcia seriously in this fight about either trying to make it or win the fight. However, that seems to be changing a little bit as a couple very, very well-known successful fighters have put their have said that they are leaning towards Ryan Garcia. Now, before I get into that though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you for continuing to chop it up with me about boxing. We pretty much do it on a day-to-day basis, whether or not there's a lot of really good fights going on or whether or not, like we are right now, in a little bit of a dry period for the sport. We do it on the live stream and the video format. So thank you guys for checking it out. If you are a new subscriber, or new viewer, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. All right, so Abner Mares and Danny Garcia have both talked about the fight between Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia, and they are literally the first people that I have heard actually giving Ryan Garcia a chance to win that fight. Now, if you're not familiar with what's going on, Ryan Garcia has been calling out Gervonta Davis after he beat Javier Fortuna with a very, very solid knockout win, but at 140 pounds. Ryan and Gervonta Davis have been going back and forth about the fight. For Gervonta Davis's part, he says he's down to have the fight. However, he doesn't believe that Ryan Garcia is a man of his word, so he's not going to get too excited about it. He knows that there's a potential for the fight to be made, but until Ryan Garcia actually signs something and they actually send a serious offer about it, he doesn't believe it. He just believes that Ryan Garcia is out there using Gervonta Davis's name to spread his own, which is what I believe is going on pretty much with everybody in the lightweight division of note right now that is asking for a fight with Gervonta Davis. Now, in the conversation that's been going on, however, about the fight, up until now, nobody has really been taking Ryan Garcia seriously that I've heard, right? Like, I think, for example, that Ryan Garcia is a dangerous fighter. He's about 5'10". I'm not sure he's 5'11", but he's about 5'10". He has long arms. He has very, very fast hands. He is a big puncher, right? So whenever you have that combination of talents or attributes, you're dangerous in a fight, especially if you're looking at fighting a guy that is 5'5", 5'6", right? Who, so like 4 or 5 inches shorter than you, has shorter arms. And if you are able to stay and jab on the outside, you can rack up a lot of points against a guy like that if you have good enough footwork to keep him from getting in, to be able to keep your distance, keep him at that range, right? I don't know however, how many people actually believe Ryan Garcia fits that bill at this point in time in his career. But Danny Garcia, who was the former WBC champion at welterweight, former unified champion at 140 pounds, talked about just that with Ryan Garcia. It was like, look, man, Ryan is Very tall. He's long. That could be a dangerous fight for Gervonta. And he can crack. So that hand speed, the fact that not only can he crack, but he throws very fast punches could be the downfall of Gervonta Davis in that fight. I mean, it's a possibility according to Danny Garcia. My personal take on it is I think it could be as well. I mean, the kid is not like a lot of people talk about Ryan Garcia as if he's just like a complete and absolute joke. And I don't buy that, man. I think that kid is a good fighter. Now, does he have certain defensive liabilities? Absolutely, positively he does. As a taller fighter, I think that he has gotten used to being able to, when he's fighting shorter guys, he's been able to lean back and get away from punches. However, when you're leaning back with that chin in the air, especially against somebody that is really concussive in their power, if they touch you, dude, you can go goodbye, man. And that's what happened to him. At least when he got knocked, he fought Luke Campbell, and Luke Campbell caught him on the chin, right? Now, as far as what Abner Mares had to say, Abner Mares was pretty much said that, look, before the fight with Javier Fortuna, he would have thought that it was just a joke for him to fight Ryan Garcia to fight Gervonta Davis. But now he believes after seeing that fight that that's a 50-50 fight between the two of those guys, right? Now, here's my thing. I always listen to how people describe Gervonta Davis, and it baffles me. I do not understand why people call him a slugger. Like, that's all he does. He's just coming in there, bearing in head first, looking for the gigantic shots, swinging for the fences on every shot, as if he does not have the ability to box you from the outside, to stay on the outside against you, to work his way inside behind a jab. He has the ability to do all of that stuff. And the thing about Gervonta is that Gervonta Davis is a southpaw, and he has that southpaw advantage over tall, long guys that would otherwise want to use a jab effectively against him, because his hand is right there in front of that, which limits the ability to use a jab. And Ryan Garcia himself relies very, very heavily on a jab. Very, very fast, crisp, and strong jab from what we saw from Javier Fortuna. However, that's Javier Fortuna. And Javier Fortuna is not the level of fighter that Gervonta Davis is in a defensive way or an offensive way. Now, some people will say, that Javier Fortuna, doesn't even really belong at 135 pounds. Well, honestly, to compare him with Ryan Garcia and Gervonta, neither does Gervonta really. However, he's a different level fighter. But it is interesting to see, as this conversation goes on, that more and more people are starting to take Ryan Garcia seriously in that matchup. The whole thing is a bit of a shame, though, because the people that hold all the belts in that division are Devin Haney, right? And that just kind of shows you the split between what, boxing media sells you as being important and what boxing fans consider to be important, and the real bolt, the real base of the game, which is to earn as much money as you can and want to be the big name guy and fight on pay-per-view and fight in front of large crowds. So it looks like Devin Haney, at least for right now, is getting bypassed in these conversations. Not, however, that he's actually available, because he's not, right? He's got his own fights he has to do. So it's almost like, what difference does it make if they say they call for him or not, because he's not available? But, it's just a very, very interesting dynamic in the sport. But anyway, just wanted to get my 2 cents on that. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.